How big of a deal is it that, Putin won't be there?
I think Putin is a side issue in BRICS this year. I mean, again, it's the thing that everybody in the U.S. and Europe is focusing on. But when it comes to BRICS, the key issue right now is whether Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping get along, have a handshake, and find some way of easing tensions. Because if India and China, the two largest founding members of the BRICS, hate each other as much as they do today, then BRICS is dead on arrival. So Putin is really a side story right now.
It's worth pointing out that the BRICS is consensus-based, that all the 5 countries need to agree. One of the topics is whether to let in new members. Obviously, they all need to agree on the criteria for letting those members in. Are we going to see new members soon? And if we do, who's front of the line?
So there's a lot of pressure on admitting and enlarging the group. But again, the pressure is coming a lot from Russia and from China. Brazil and South Africa are concerned that by bringing in new members, number one, it politicizes the organization. You bring in Venezuela, you bring in Iran, this group becomes far more anti-Western, far more politicized, and it becomes less of an economic bloc and more of an ideological bloc. It's likely that they will admit 1 or 2 members in this round. But the problem that we have here, again, you mentioned that this is a consensus-based organization. And if India and China don't agree, and they don't agree on much today, then with 5 members, it's difficult. With 7, 10, 15 members, it's going to be even more difficult.
One thing they seem to mostly agree on is that they want to see an end to this system where the US dollar is the dominant global currency. But how exactly they do that is perhaps a bit less clear. I mean, how close are they to making it happen?
The de-dollarization movement in the run-up to the BRICS has faded quite a bit. There is a frustration in many developing countries that they're dependent on this currency that they have no power over, no control over. That doesn't relieve the fundamental problem, though, is that a currency must have something to back it up. And too many of the BRICS countries and the prospective BRICS countries are cash poor right now, specifically dollar poor. So the complexity of building an alternate currency right now in 2023, I think, is overwhelming for most of the member states.